Hello there. Welcome back to Tales from Tosche Station. How's uh how's everybody week going? Have a good week? Good week? Bad week? Somewhere in the middle? Well, I hope my little show on the other side of the Dune Sea will help cheer you up. So, let's get into this thing. So, what are we talking about this week, Jacob? All right, well, I'll tell you. We are on part 3 of Bad Batch versus Delta Squad. For the kids keeping score at home, the Bad Batch have a resounding 2-0 lead in this 5-game series, if it were. And yeah, we're going to be talking about the snipers in this one, or just the expert killers of both teams. So which one's going to come out on top? I'm going to tell you. And then, well, you guys can sound off in the comments. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. So without any further ado, hey Chewie, do me a favor. Punch this thing. Let's get into it. All right. So let's get into it, shall we? RC-1207. Sev, as I like to call him, the killer of Delta Squad. And I do mean, in fact, killer by every definition of the word. Compared to his other squad mates, his other teammates, he's a little unhinged, a little crazy. He would cover his helmet and armor in either red paint or it could have been blood. We're not really sure which one. I lean more towards it's probably blood because Sev's a psychopath. But anyways, let's get down to what he did as an actual, you know, clone commando. So as a commando, he was an elite armed and unarmed combat veteran. He also had elite skills in recon, infiltration, tactics, and like I said before, he was the team sniper. He's also very well known for his tracking and survival skills. And he also has a drive to finish the mission at any cost, which I think would serve him very well in this fight with Crosshair. That's something that I really took into account when doing the research for Sev and Crosshair. Where Crosshair is, and I'll get into it, he's probably a better shot than Sev. He could probably beat him in a long range fight, but this isn't going to be a long range fight. This is going to be them just fighting each other, and I think that might give Sev the edge. But we'll get into that here in a minute. Now onto his counterpart, Crosshair, CT-9904, the black sheep and sniper of Clone Force 99. I say black sheep because if you guys haven't watched The Bad Batch, he's probably everybody's favorite character. Goes from a clone that just wanted to be bad at the beginning. I mean, he got his inhibitor chip out and still joined the Empire just because that's what he wanted to do. That's who he thought was correct at the time. And we see Crosshair go on an amazing character arc. I think the only other person that I have seen in animation have this kind of a character arc would be Vegeta in the Dragon Ball series. I mean, someone that goes from, I mean, irredeemable in my eyes with Crosshair to full circle, coming back to his brothers, and really becoming the heart and soul of the team by the in the series. My favorite episode of his was season 2, on the ice planet. I can't remember the name of it. If you know it, tell it to me in the comments below. Where he essentially gets him and the rest of the clones on that planet essentially get stranded, and him and the clone commander of that battalion essentially have to fight their way back through a frozen wasteland to get back to the Imperial base. And the moment they get there, the clone dies, and the ranking officer basically says, "So what? He's a clone. He's expendable." And then Crosshair just shoots the guy. He just shoots him because he just kind of got tired of it. But I'm getting carried away. So let me tell you a little bit more about Crosshair and his abilities. So his mutation allowed him essentially superhuman sight and marksman skills to match. Um, like I said, during the beginning days of the Empire, he defected, hoping that his brothers would join him and they would be like a new Clone Force 99 under the Empire, which actually might be a good what if that I might want to write because that actually sounds really cool. But I digress. He is the batch's sniper and long range expert. Like I said, he could. There was multiple times in the series where we saw that expertise on display. He could hit. I mean, anything. Literally, if he's got you in his sights, you're already dead. You just don't know it yet. And some of the stuff that he hit throughout the series was pretty cool, especially and this is one of his. Actually, I'll save that for the when I get down to the equipment breakdown. Um, so yeah, we saw on several different occasions his marksman skills, and on top of that, he's very well versed in hand-to-hand combat and other forms of combat. He's been able to go toe to toe with Hunter on more than one occasion, and I think that's gonna again that's gonna aid him in this fight with Sev. But get down to that. I'll get down to that part when I get down to the breakdown of that of the one-on-one fight. And his weapons and equipment include a 7.73 Fire Puncher sniper rifle, a DC-17 blaster pistol, along with a reflector disc that he could use to bounce shots off of. We saw him use it. I think one of the first times I remember him seeing it, or I remember seeing it, was in the Cody episode, and he might have used it in season 1. I'm drawing a blank on it, but I know in season 2, there when he was paired up with Cody in the first episode of that season that he was in, he uses it on they're in a spiral staircase, and Cody's about to get got. Cody's dead essentially, and Crosshair uses this reflective discs, and he bounces the shots off these discs to hit the target and make sure Cody gets out alive, which I think was pretty cool. But yeah, that's really, and the last thing forgot to mention, he's also got a mod on his helmet that's adapted to the scope of his rifle that I think is pretty cool. Honestly, he when it comes to armor designs of the Bad Batch, Crosshair probably is my favorite. My overall favorite version of his armor is the armor we see him switch to at the beginning of season 1 when he joins the Empire. That armor is personally probably one of my favorite designs in all of Clone Wars and Bad Batch. I just think it looks cool. So let's get into this fight, Sev and Crosshair. So, given everything I've said, um, mutations and all, I think Sev takes this in a pretty decisive manner. Um, I think it is close in the beginning, um, especially if they go range shot to range shots. I think Crosshair's got a good way to get to him, but once things get close and they really start going after each other, I think Sev kills him here, and I could even see Sev killing himself to make sure that Crosshair also gets killed. Just because, like I said, Seb's a psychopath. He enjoys it. So the thing that got me when I was writing this and trying to figure it out is Crosshair, where we see him at the end of the series, is that version of Crosshair willing to do what it takes to stop Sev, no matter the cost? And I think he would. I think he would definitely make the sacrifice play, but that's more of an honor thing with Crosshair, where Sev is very just, he's a blunt instrument. He's not a he's not a he's not a precise scalpel like Crosshair. I see Sev more of as a force of nature. Um, that that likes to kill just because he thinks it's fun. And the dude is crazy after all. So overall, I think Crosshair puts up a good fight, but with Sev's unwillingness to stop, I think that's what wins him this fight. Sev being just not wanting to stop to kill his target. Like I said earlier, I could even see this going as far as Sev blowing himself up to make sure Crosshair also gets got. Um, so yeah, as it stands right now, it's 2-1 Bad Batch with Sev coming out on top on Crosshair, just because man is crazy and he will kill Crosshair no matter the cost. Next week will be Scorch versus Wrecker. Both teams, demolition men, as it were. And yeah, I think that one's gonna be a good one. So until next time, people, may the force be with you.